Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IndieZoNe. My name is Kathy. The state of Idaho's promised response to the defense's October 7th opposition to what the defense is saying additional restitution over and above what was previously agreed to was supposed to be filed on or before October 24th, 2025. Today is October 28th. And there is nothing on the court docket, nor is there even a notation on the case summary page that this response was filed, whether it was under seal as part of the original motion was, or if it will be released to the public. Going back to the original filing that the state submitted on September 22nd, when they asked for restitution, it's a very short filing, not even a page and a half, and that includes the attorney's signature block. Most of what the state appears to be arguing in favor of appears to be within a 17-page document that the state of Idaho that day asked to be filed under seal, and Judge Hippler almost immediately sealed it, also on September 22nd. And there is a very slow process that's happening right now where Judge Hippler is going through a few months at a time and asking the parties if they have a position on unsealing certain documentation, such as multiple motions in limine. That is what the third order that was issued by Judge Hippler on October 16th asked both sides to do within 14 days. You tell me which of the documents from January, February, and March that were listed in that court order should be under seal, should be released to the public. Many of them deal with motions in limine responses, replies to motions in limine, and motions in limine dealt with evidence for the most part. Evidence of, for example, text messages. We've seen grids about the text messages as the public. The state, the defense, and the court referred to these text messages, but the text messages that were bait stamped for the court to look at in these motions in limine responses and replies, they've never been released to the public. That is under seal. The sheath that played such a big role in this case, a photograph, video of it, never been released to the public. The DNA results that was supposedly procured from that sheath, never been released to the public. AT&T timing advance records talked about, argued, never been released to the public. If anyone has any doubt that this case is extraordinarily unusual in how secretive it was for the more than 2.5 years that it proceeded as an open case, and that it has been in the months since the case was closed, go no farther than look, please, at the declaration of Rebecca Boone. You can find it on the docket, July 14th, 2025. It was filed in support of the media's request of Judge Hippler asking him to unseal these records because, after all, Mr. Kohberger pled guilty. There was no longer a justification, which many, if not most, of documents filed under seal cited to Mr. Kohberger's right to an impartial jury. Yes, he did have that right. But once he pled guilty, there was no jury trial anymore. And the media was trying to persuade Judge Hippler at that time to release the court records. Ms. Boone is a highly credentialed investigative journalist. She has more than a quarter-century experience in the field. She covered this case from its inception. She is a graduate of the University of Idaho. She has written, she has ties to a law school. She is a supervisor for the Associated Press based out of Boise. Previous position she held at the beginning of her career was a reporter for the Lewiston Tribune, which is located very close to Moscow. She has said she cannot remember any case being as sealed. She called it secretive. She physically counted the order sealing documents, and that number was staggering. She cited to the First Amendment. She pleaded in the name of transparency to unseal the case. Now we have to add additional documents, one, possibly two more filings under seal with respect to this matter of restitution to that sum total that investigative journalist, Ms. Boone, calculated back in the summer of 2025. If and when the state's response relative to this matter of restitution and any reply from the defense to that response hits the docket, we will advise you. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.